for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day. What we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good. Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me upon today. Yes, indeed. We had a good time this morning. Very passionate morning edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, but we are here for the evening edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, and we're going to talk about the Hollywood Creatorwood conversation. Saw this article from the Hollywood Reporter that got into this energy, and I wanted to talk to you all about it. I have some thoughts, and of course, you know I have receipts, of course. And this is going to be a really, really good live. I'm looking forward to it and hearing what you guys have to say. As you guys know, we are a part of the creator economy rattler. So with that being said, higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Hey, Linnell, still good to see you. Hopefully all is well with you, my friend. You see that virtual tour background, you hear that virtual tour music, and then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Happy Friday to y'all. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all of you. Absolutely. To all the mothers that have children, to all the mothers that have adopted children, and to all the mothers who are mother figures. We love you. We value, we embrace you all so much. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you very much for that. All right, y'all, let's get to doing what we do here. So here we go, y'all. From the Hollywood Reporter, it says here, creators are building their own supersized studio system as Hollywood cuts back. YouTube stars now reach as many people as legacy media, and they're poaching some of the top players to grow even bigger. In the shadow of the Disney and Warner Brothers studio lots, leaving out Fox and Paramount Studios. Oh, my Lord Jesus. A section of airplane fuselage has been repurposed inside of an industrial park near the Burbank Airport. The section of plane is now a film set where the popular video creator Darman uses it to shoot original scripted fare, all embracing his philosophy of trying to inspire, uplift, and bring a little more positivity into the world. On a brisk month, April afternoon, in Burbank, man leads a small caravan of golf carts across his campus, which now totals 3 buildings and more than 100,000 square feet, with multiple sets for schools, restaurants, and shopping malls, city street, courthouse, jail, and rich and poor homes. At any given moment, some 8 videos are shooting, keeping his staff of nearly 200 busy. In the early days, when we were shooting out my apartment and we needed different film sets, my dining room was a restaurant, my bedroom was a patient room for a hospital. Every single thing in my apartment was used for production sets, man recalls. Knowing that his apartment furniture still furnishes some of the sets, it's a far cry from his current studio, which owns a fleet of cars, including multiple police cars, not to mention that section of airplane. These are real film level sets. We use the same equipment. We have the same types of resources that the same production companies are doing on TV. Well, now you're seeing that on YouTube, he says, adding that his production company produces content at what he estimates to be 1/100th the cost of a traditional production. So here is Darman at his studios, at his Burbank studio there. There is a whole school there. Very nicely built, I have to say. A couple miles away on a tucked away Burbank Street, a pastel-colored classroom has been transformed into a science lab. A producer instructs actors wearing white lab coats and safety goggles to react to something taking place off screen. A giant elephant toothpaste experiment is involved. The scene is for an upcoming episode of Alan's Universe, a scripted series developed by the popular YouTuber Alan King Chow, who watches the takes intently from behind the camera operator. Inside his studio building, Chow's K-pop inspired color palette of pinks, purples, and blues flow into every room set, from a locker-filled hallway that mimics a high school to bedrooms and bathrooms that bright colors notwithstanding will be familiar to any teenager. We used to make 8-minute videos. They were very vignette. They were not super story driven. I would not say that the earlier episodes are something that you could see on quote unquote real television, says Chow, in a conference room. It also doubles as a conference room set. have, because of the level of storytelling and the detail that we put in our writing. I could definitely say that we're making now, that what we're making now rather is something that you could have seen as a Disney Channel original movie back in the day. There's no difference. The level of quality, storytelling, detail, world building is all there. Chow and Man are now part of a new universe of professionalized creators springing up across Los Angeles and around the country, leveraging the reach of their social audiences and the monetization afforded by YouTube to build proper studio businesses. A new studio system is being built next to the old one. And Wall Street and Mass Avenue have taken notice. Both Chow and Man say that there has been substantial investor interest in their respective businesses. Affirming a trend across the center, sports creators Do Perfect raised $100 million in an investment round last year, and Mr. Beast is seeking to raise $200 million at a $5 billion evaluation for his business. You heard me correctly. $5 billion evaluation, $5 billion evaluation for Mr. Beast's business. All the friends that I have that are creators, they are now buying houses, they're getting married, they're having kids. A lot of those folks are trying to think of, how can I still have a career? How about this amazing YouTube channel? But how could I have some sort of exit event which allows me to live my life, buy my house, and my kid from college, but also allows me not to lose what I've built, man says. They want to make more money while still being in control of their business creatively. And I have some media company that has never run a YouTube channel take over, may not understand how digital content works. So here is the classroom here for YouTuber Elaine Kitchen Chow's set for Alex Universe. That looks like the Winx Club. If y'all don't know about the Winx Club, it was a cartoon on Nickelodeon. Kind of reminds me of the Winx Club, the fairy cartoon series there. Advertisers, meanwhile, are eagerly shifting their budgets toward creator content, acknowledging not only the improving quality of work, but the relevance among young consumers. I think everyone has come to recognize that our creators are truly next-gen media companies, says Brian Albert, a senior YouTube sales executive. They are writers, they are producers, they are directors, all wrapped in one. On the west side of Manhattan in late March, as the sun set over the Hudson River, many of those top creators gathered at an advertising event hosted by creator platform Spotter. The YouTube personality Colin Samir hosted, noting how the landscape has changed under the entertainment business feet. YouTube CEO Neil McCone said that creators are the stars of Hollywood. Today, a lot of these stars are starting to look more and more like studios, said Samir Chaudhry on stage, as marketers from companies like Uber and Shopify nodded along. And increasingly, just as in traditional Hollywood, these studios are beginning to flourish outside the Los Angeles metropolitan area. By now, it's well known that Mr. Beast has turned Greenville, North Carolina, into a veritable company town where his over-the-top unscripted concepts come to life. But in Birmingham, Alabama, Kingra Dion, sorry if I butchered your name there, is building a scripted entertainment studio of her own. In 2021, I moved from LA back to Alabama, not to escape Hollywood, but to build my own Hollywood, Dion told attendees at the Spire event. And the sprawling city of Frisco, Texas, just north of Dallas, sports creators Do Perfect have built a 80,000 square foot headquarters, including an indoor turf football field with uprights, a massive basketball court with motorized nets for elaborate trick shots, a gaming center, gym, and offices with a hidden slide behind a bookshelf to ensure easy access to the first floor. The dudes are also constructing a permanent set for their YouTube variety series show Overtime. By the way, shout out to Oni Studios. That brother there, y'all. I think their studios in Texas was like over $10 million. Like they got, content creator rooms and offices, and the person who owns that has his own suite. I mean, it is nice. I think of Maker's Gym. I think of Sleep Work by Mariah Huck. These studios are popping up more and more and more and more. These co-working spaces for content creators are opening up more and more and more. During a recent visit to the facility with YouTube executives, marketers, and local officials exploring the space with many other kids in tow, the dudes used a device to blast giant smoke rings above the attendees and gave tours. Those smoke rings are absolutely amazing. I kind of wonder, you got Gazillion Bubbles who does the bubble shows and stuff like that. You got the Blue Man Group who has done that. Like, I don't know if Dude Perfect saw this, but like smoke ring shows and, fog shows would be amazing as a live tour. But that takes a lot of technical knowledge as well. So I think people's expectation of a YouTube channel can be very different when stepping into this building, says Kobe Khan, one of the members of Be Perfect, in a conference room located just steps from the basketball court and putting ring. Be Perfect also owns the building next door. The company plans to turn it into a production facility that can be used by other creators with a virtual production set among the plans. This is part one, but I think that's a huge component as well, where others will be able to film and produce content, says Andrew Yaffe, Do Perfect CEO. Already, athletes like Tom Brady have come to the space to shoot their content for their own social platforms or do a collab video. Khan says he expects that to ramp up because we're in Dallas, where every major athlete celebrity comes through at some point in a given calendar year for a concert or competition. We hope that Do Perfect will be a place that they want to stop by just for fun. They bring their kids, shoot a piece of content, thinking of it the way they might already think about a late night show, he says. So this is Do Perfect's sound stages. They have a whole putting green, and that's a football field with a slide and a basketball court. What in the... You know what? I'm going to say one of the blazing sounds is going on here. That is amazing. I wonder why they didn't make this green, though. I mean, I guess they're trying to make this abstract, I guess. So that way when they're doing like a long form video and they're standing in front of this mural, I guess they just want the colors to pop out. But that is well done, Dude Perfect. Well done to y'all. That is amazing. If the studios are a physical representation of how the creator economy has grown, the offices adjacent to those studios represent how it has matured on the tour of its Burbank facility. Mann also noted how many of his crew members joined from places like Disney and Lionsgate. We talked about Lionsgate and Stars last night, by the way, in case you missed that is on the channel. Watch that one after this stuff. And that his company CEO, Sean Atkins, was previously the president of MTV. At Do Perfect, Yaffe joined from the NBA, where he led the league's digital efforts as its executive vice president. As traditional media tries to survive the tumult impacting its business models, creator studios are becoming, in many ways, the hot place for media veterans to land. We have a casting director who used to work for Nickelodeon. She was the casting director for the Thunderbirds. Child says that sometimes we get pushback from people who are not that open-minded. I would always think, what's the difference? Our casting director is from Nickelodeon. Our show was shot with a similar budget to a Nickelodeon show. The build of the world and the scripts are just as good. I think it comes down to people slowly starting to understand that this is the new era. Atkins, the CEO of Darmont Studios, was one of those people, having left traditional media at MTV and Discovery to serve as the president of the career-focused firm Jelly Smack before joining Mann's company. It reminded me of the early days of cable or the early days of scripted, where someone has an operational and creative and price advantage, and they generally just move up the value chain over time. Atkins says the current moment, I think the thing that makes these careers different is that they were just born to a world where they had to do everything. They just have a different mindset. Mann is a perfect example. He says that last year he received an offer to sell his company, but he turned it down, betting on himself and the future of creator-driven content sparked by YouTube, which has paid more than $70 billion. $70 billion. $70 billion out to those uploading videos to its platform. Money was on the table. Manning recalls, I just realized, what would I rather be doing with my life? This is the most amazing career that I could ever dream of. So, I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because I fully agree. I think that, and I've said this before, you would think that after the writer's strike and the actor strike that ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CW, Hulu, Netflix, Max, Discovery Plus, BET Plus, all of them will have done open casting calls for content creators and new shows, but they have not done that yet. Of course, Tubi did studios. NBC Universal did the NBC launch unscripted accelerator where 5 people could win a $20,000 development deal. But of course, because NBC has spun off their cable networks, no one has got an answer on that. I've applied and still haven't got a response yet. And then Blavity has done the Career Collective, where you could collaborate with Blavity, but haven't heard back from them yet on that as well. So, slowly but surely, Hollywood is opening up to content creators. And here's the thing. Hollywood's going to have to decide whether they are about opening the doors for everybody or being very selective of who gets them, right? And you cannot culturally appropriate content creators and not expect them to be culturally appreciated. Sincerely. That would just be like let's just say if Braylon's virtual tour happened to be on 20 million people, right? If we get 5 million people a night, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m., 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 25 million people a week at 5 million viewers a night. Not too bad, right? However, because I am adult content, it's going to come out premium, right? But here's the good thing, right? And this is where knowing the mental side of business works, right? I remember saying to my cousin who has his own clothing brand, because he wanted to get into video games. I said to him, learn the business side. He was like, what about the creative side? I said, creatives come and go, business people stay. Because if you don't understand how to utilize the resources to make the business work, the creative stuff is going to fall dead on arrival. And so here's the mental side of business, right? All I have for Braylon's virtual tour live, the pit stops, the shorts, everything, is StreamYard and Canva on my laptop. Laptop was about $1,000. Canva maybe $10 a month, and then StreamYard $14 a month maybe. So so this show right here is about $1,000. Done virtually. Very easy, ready to go. That's the mental side of business. If you can figure out the inch that business is not exploring and make that a mile, then you're golden, right? So I wanted to bring that to y'all attention because there is this right here, Disney's Hollywood Studios, right? It originally opened up as Disney's MGM Studios theme park and was the third of 4 major theme parks built at Walt Disney World, spanning 135 acres. The park is themed to idealized version of Hollywood, California, and is dedicated to the imagined worlds of film, television, music, and theater, drawing inspiration from the golden age of Hollywood, right? Disney's Hollywood Studios was initially developed as both a theme park inspired by show business and an operating production studio with active film and television production services, an anime facility branch, and functioning backlot. Yeah, there was productions here. And of course, the Eiffel Tower, a faux war tower, topped with Mickey ears, was at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's no longer there. The dedication, the world you have entered was created by the Walt Disney Company and is dedicated to Hollywood, not a place on the map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream, wonder, and imagine, a place where illusion and reality are fused by technological magic. Welcome to a Hollywood that never was and will always be. Michael Eisner, May 1st, 1989. Now, here's something fun that you may not know. You know the movie Lilo and Stitch? That was actually made at Disney's Hollywood Studios. No joke. There was a attraction called the Magic of Disney Animation, where you can actually walk through that building and see animators doing what they do, right? Pretty cool. They also had a studio tour. I'm going down here a little bit because here's the production studio here. Right here, the production history. The Walt Disney Company's original concept of MGM Studios was to operate as a television and motion picture facility as well as a theme park. In 1988, among the first feature-length movies filmed at facility prior to its completion and opening as a theme park was Ernest Saves Christmas and Newsies. When the park first opened in 1989, the studio/production facilities housed two major components, the first of which was Walt Disney Feature Animation Florida, where Disney produced projects including Mulan, Lilo and Stitch, and Brother Bear. Yeah, Mulan, I'll make a man out of you. Lilo and Stitch and Brother Bear, and sequences from other 1990s and early 2000s Disney animated features. The second larger component was Walt Disney Studios Florida, which consisted of 3 sound stages used for Disney projects, including the Disney Channel's Mickey Mouse Club, Teen Win, Lose or Draw, and Adventures in Wonderland. Several third-party productions also used the studios, including Superboy first season only from 1988 to 1989, the 1988 to 1989 season of MTV's Remote Control, Thunder in Paradise, a revival, Let's Make a Deal, special broadcast of Wheel of Fortune, Airplane. Several tapings for World Championship Wrestling, WCW, which is also known now as WWE, and live broadcasts of WCW Monday Nitro were also shot there. See WCW tapings. The Post Group had Florida-based post-production facility located on the studio lot throughout the 1990s. All these production and post-production facilities were constructed to be an integral part of the studios, an integral part of the theme park's backstage studio tour. So there was like Catastrophe Canyon where, you got to feel all this water and stuff like that, and many more elements of Hollywood. They had like an actual sound stage, not sound stage, but they had an experience where you could literally walk through, right? You can be a part of the show and you can do sound effects and act, this, that, and the third. Not to mention a working broadcast radio studio used by Radio Disney and invited local broadcasters was located in the park behind Sounds Dangerous. And if you don't know Radio Disney, the jingle was, "Your music, your way, Radio Disney." I know, I am a nerd. Please forgive me. Located behind Sounds Dangerous, that was an attraction with Drew Carey. In 2004, Disney management, including Michael Eisner, downsized Disney's Florida operations by closing the animation studio, laying off personnel, then moving the operations to the main animation studio in Burbank, California. So, and right here, this was the former Streets of America. Was originally a working backlot set and was used in several film productions. So all this was used for film productions there. So I wanted to show you that there just to show you how honestly Disney and Universal were ahead of everybody else. They would just held out a little bit longer and evolved. And don't worry, we'll talk about evolving Disney later on tonight because Josh Tomorrow pissed me off this morning. And I have plenty to say to him and to everybody that honestly is really excited about this Disney Abu Dhabi thing. I'm going to show you that Josh Tomorrow made a stupid statement in Abu Dhabi about gaming the theme parks. But we'll get to that later on tonight at 8:30. Here is that radio studio from Radio Disney, right? So that was the actual broadcast. We actually broadcasted live from inside Walt Disney World. Right here. I used to work for Radio Disney at the corporate level. It was the only job I ever walked out on after a year and a half. I had no job lined up. It was horrible. I still love Disney though. Sorry to hear that. I have a lot of attachment to Disney, but deep down, I know there's a lot of experiences like yours. If you're comfortable, I'd love to hear more about your experience. And if it's any consolation, your unfortunate experience did help bring happiness and good memories for a lot of us. I gave full bullet points above replying to another request. It was short of a nightmare. My favorite memory was being the person that coordinated care to be us at children's hospitals for really sick kids. So good did come out of it. Right here, please burn your bridges and tell us that story, Dallas. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I worked in the Los Angeles office, Burbank more specifically. During the time I was there, the senior vice president was spineless and would walk out of a meeting if there was any conflict. He would just get up and leave, and there would be no resolve. His receptionist would walk around the floor of the building and randomly turn off and on lights saying that she was checking light bulbs. Y'all, this is alleged, okay? I wasn't there, you wasn't there, we wasn't there, okay? Listen, she would walk in on important meetings and just stand there and do this. It was very uncomfortable. She had an argument over the brand of pizza or for company means. She would comment on women's chest sizes and ask if they had any plastic surgery. The VP was an absolute nightmare. She would yell, and one day she made the announcement that she had decided to stop taking her lithium, and she became unhinged. Every day you never know what was going to happen when you walked into that office. Good damn. Wow. That was crazy. Let's see here. I only recently learned about this closure. It kind of makes me sad. It was such a big part of my childhood growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s. I remember seeing this booth and usually seeing it empty, but I want to believe that they actually broadcast it from there occasionally. I made a similar post elsewhere, though I'm not sure if the algorithm did pick up or others just can't relate, but I'm hoping to hear some of your memories about Radio Disney. So it's after midnight on the West Coast, and the stream I'm listening to on iHeartRadio is still going. Not sure if and when it will end. That being said, there was commercials saying something similar would be available on the Music Choice app. I think still listening, hoping that they will play the "We're All Ears" jingle since I can't find on YouTube. I remember going to into the booth multiple times with Mark and Zippy. I got to be on the air a few times too. They 100% did broadcasts from inside there. It was very, very cool. So yes, indeed. So I'm bringing this up here because sometimes in the words of my man Ricky, it's Ricky and he's a content creator from the theme park side of things, and he always says we go back in time to Disneyland's past, we can understand Disneyland's future. He's a great content creator if you have not tuned into him. And I wanted to bring up this Radio Disney booth. As you can see, the comments, this is still going. But I wanted to bring this up of the fact of what the content creator economy or the creator economy. It goes to show, really, who has power? Is it legacy media or is it content creators? Now, obviously, I may or may not talk about this later on tonight at 8:30. Okay. All right. Well, let's roll on, though, because there is more. Right here, Nickelodeon Studios, right? This was a production studio and theme park attraction run by the television network Nickelodeon at Universal Studios, Florida. Opening on June 7th, 1990, as the first world headquarters for kids. The studio attracted young tourists as contestants and audience members for Nickelodeon's live action programming. At its peak, the studio employed 400 people, was the largest production studio in Florida, bringing $110 million in business to the state by 1994. $110 million. $110 million in business to the state by 1994. The studio permanently closed on April 30th, 2005, after much of Nickelodeon's production had moved to Nickelodeon Sunset, Los Angeles. Nickelodeon Studios produced over 2,000 episodes of original programming. Right here, this is what the studios looked like in 2004. So there's the Nickelodeon splat there, and that's stage 18, the stage 19 there. And then right here was the production center right there. Yes, indeed. There. Then, of course, the Slime Geyser was over here. A bunch of history on Nickelodeon Studios there. So, yes, indeed. In November of 1988, Nickelodeon contracted the space within the soon-to-be-built Nickelodeon Studios for its first production studio. Universal had determined, though, market research that work in studio was crucial in attracting guests to a movie-themed park. They offered Nickelodeon a sweetheart deal to supply that production. The promise of a custom-built studio at no expense, coupled with rent-free production, lured Nickelodeon away from negotiating with Disney MGM Studios. The contract stipulated that Nickelodeon promote Universal Studios Florida on air 1,000 times per year while also broadcasting the park's television commercials. So let me bring that up here. Because there was something that came on at the end of every show. Let me just show y'all this here. I love what we do over here. here. Original digital spindle content. Here we go, y'all. Turn it up here.
Spin Fast is taped in front of a studio audience at Nickelodeon Studios Live, located at Universal Studios in Florida.
Well, that had to be said every time on Nickelodeon's network over 1,000 times a year.
Make the Grade was produced before a live audience in Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida.
So for those of you who don't know, that is the old globe, right? So yeah, I know. The history you don't know, right? And I remember that globe in particular because that was the globe that was at the Hollywood locations.
Make the Grade was produced before a live audience in Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, this is
Make the Grade was taped before a
15 is taped at Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida.
That was the one that I remember most of the time from Legends of the Hidden Temple and stuff. Here's another one here. Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple was recorded in front of a live studio audience in Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, Florida.
Yep, so that's the one that I remember there. Yeah, I think that's all of them, I think. Yeah. So, yes, indeed. So I wanted to bring that to y'all attention to show y'all that, listen, this energy of Hollywood being everywhere, it was happening back in the day in the 90s as well. Turner Construction Company began erecting two 16,500 square feet soundstages, 18 and 19, adjacent 40,000 square feet video production facility, building 17, within the production central area of the park. The exterior of the facility was designed by network production designer Byron Taylor, and the interior was designed by network art director Don St. Mars. Viacom Senior Vice President Scott Davis was supervised to design the construction of the complex, and he was later named first general manager of Nickelodeon Studios. Imagine how cool of a job that was to be the general manager of Nickelodeon Studios. Oh my Lord Jesus. So Super Sloppy doubled there in April 1989. I think Fast in January 1990 were the first Nickelodeon Productions filmed at Universal Studios Florida. They were being shot on the 21,000 square foot soundstage while Nickelodeon Studios was still being constructed. Like other Nickelodeon game shows, both programs were previously filmed at WHYY TV in Philadelphia. Nickelodeon's live action productions have been traditionally shot on one to soundstages in multiple cities, which was not cost effective and limited the network's growth. Yes, indeed. There. And also, too, I think Soundstage 21 also held Nickelodeon Guts as well. So here we go. Daily tours were given of the Studio Strong for Q area outside Soundstage 18 that led to Studio 17. The 45-minute tours took park guests upstairs through the control room, through a viewing area that allowed glimpses into Soundstage 1819, then downstairs through the wardrobe department and the Gat Kitchen, home of Making Slime, of course, with the tour concluding in Building 17's large audition room. So the really cool thing was, you see all these kids right here. If you were on vacation, right? Nickelodeon Studios was taping content. Back in the day, it was called programs, TV shows, but now it's called content. You could literally be on vacation, audition, and then be on national television, all while on vacation, which was mind-boggling at the time, right? While game shows were often shoot 5 days a week, while in production sitcoms such as Welcome Freshmen were rehearsed every week and only shoot on weekends. This became problematic as Nickelodeon's contract with Universal stipulated that their guests would be able to witness the shows being filmed 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year during all hours of the tour operations. To remedy this, the audition room was renamed Soundstage 17, began hosting Game Lab, a mock game show that ended at the end of every tour that culminated with one of the guests being slimed. Nickelodeon unveiled the slime geyser known as the Gat Geyser in front of the studio on October 27th, 1990. Russell Johnson, famous for playing the professor on Gilligan's Island, appeared at the unveiling ceremony. The 17-foot high mountain will erupt with green-colored water every 10 minutes. The network subconsciously used a recording of the geyser erupting as the sign on for the broadcasting day. Let me see if I can pull up the slime geyser. Told y'all I was a nerd. Yes, indeed. Yep, here it is here.
This is Danny Girl, live at Nickelodeon Studios with the pressure of the earth's
I just want to say I do not like this kid very strongly. And I don't like this kid because he got to do this, okay? I hope this kid has grown up as a responsible adult, productive as a giving member to society. Let's roll on.
In a few seconds, Nickelodeon's president, Gerald Laybourne, will throw a switch and kablooey! The green slime geyser will erupt for the very first time. Let's see if the green slime geyser can save the planet from its slime crisis.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Listen, we really need your help here, Jerry, so let's do something fast.
So this was opening day at Nickelodeon Studios.
Be careful now. Stay clear there, folks. Stay clear. You better get back. Stay clear.
Nobody was staying clear.
Keep it clear back there. Everybody okay here? Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's starting.
Be careful back there.
There it is. There it is. There it is right there. The slime geyser going off right there live way back in the day in the 90s there. Man. Just imagine being there on opening day of Nickelodeon Studios. My Lord Jesus. Universal was ahead of its time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nickelodeon's green slime geyser right here.
Yeah, we did it! A triumph for kid technology! The slime crisis is over thanks to the green slime geyser, the new kid wonder of the world. Only at Nickelodeon Studios, right here at Universal Studios. This is Danny Girl, live reporting for Nickelodeon Studios at Nickelodeon.
Very nicely done, my friend. Very nicely
This has
done.
been a Slime Geyser update from Nickelodeon Studios. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program.
And our regular scheduled program is right here, everybody. On April 30th, 1992, the Nickelodeon time capsule was buried near the slime geyser. The burial ceremony was broadcasted live on Nickelodeon, hosted by Michael O'Malley of Get the Picture and Joey Lawrence of Blossom, featuring an appearance by Dr. Emmett Brown of Back to the Future: The Ride, portrayed by the Parks costume performer and not Christopher Boyd. It contains items deemed important to the children in 1992, as voted by Nickelodeon viewers, as voted upon by Nickelodeon viewers. These included a Barbie doll, baseball, books, comic book, endangered species book, history book, phone book, TV Guide, World Atlas, bubblegum, CDs, MC Hammer, Michael Jackson, hat featuring the catchphrase of Joey Lawrence, news reports of the 1991 Soviet defeat, disillusion of Soviet Union, epidemiology of HIV/AIDS and Desert Storm, Nickelodeon Gak, Nickelodeon Magazine, Nintendo Game Boy, pencils, photos of things too big to fit inside, bicycles, cars, celebrities, planes, politicians, and trains, piece of the Berlin Wall, Reebok pump sneakers, rollerblades, skateboard, t-shirt featuring the Nicktoon characters, Ren and Stimpy, Twinkies, and VHS movies. VHS movies, Back to the Future, Home Alone. The final items were put inside the capsule on a tape of the event itself and the camcorder used to record it. So this is the time capsule right here. It says, do not open until April 30th of 2042. It says the item preserved in the time capsule are the items and thoughts that were important to the kids in 1992. Let me see here. I'm going to have to. Okay, the Nickelodeon time capsule was buried on this spot on April 30th, 1982, as a gift to the kids of the future. Had to do some head twisting for that there. And as you can see, Nickelodeon Studios, Orlando, Florida, the first world headquarters for kids. Nickelodeon X. Now, this time capsule has moved many times. That time capsule was at the Nickelodeon Hotel. That is no longer around, but Nickelodeon's building a new hotel in partnership, I think, with Marriott, if I'm not mistaken. And now that time capsule is at Nickelodeon Animation Studios in Burbank, California. Nickelodeon Sunset was where they produced, all that. Drake and Josh, Zoe 101 Victorious, and also special events like the Snick Sleepover Jam 2003, where Braylon Lee was on Nickelodeon 22 years ago. But that's neither here nor there, though. Let's keep rolling on the decline and closure. Nickelodeon Studios Florida trailed Disney World in attendance at the end of 1994, with Universal hosting 7.7 million guests that year compared to Disney's 28.9 million. To stay competitive, Universal broke ground Islands of Adventure in 1995, recommitted itself primarily as a theme park with a $2 billion expansion. Universal by then saw the production aspect of the park secondary to its thrill ride, shortening their marketing slogan from See the Stars, Ride the Movies to Ride the Movies. The number of new productions began decreasing not only in Nickelodeon Studios, but at Universal Studios Florida proper and the competing Disney MGM Studios as well there. So Nickelodeon opened 2 new studios in California, the Live Action Studio, Nickelodeon Sunset in 1997, which is no longer there, and the Nickelodeon Animation Studio in 1998. Nickelodeon Studios partnered up with visual effects company Kinetics in August 1998 to upgrade Building 17 with a training center for Kinetics software, attempting to remain viable against Nickelodeon Animation Studio. Nickelodeon Games and Sports for Kids launched in 1999, airing reruns of game shows produced by the network with new wraparound segments filmed at Nickelodeon Studios. The studio began laying off employees in March of 2001 since the majority of Nickelodeon's closed set productions had moved to California. Game shows were no longer being produced. The network's highest rated program was animated. The studio auctioned off remaining props in storage at their off-site scene shop in 2001. The final program taped at the facility was Nickelodeon Splat, which aired live on August 17th, 2004. The studio permanently closed on April 30th, 2005. So here was the entrance and queue area in 2004. And yes, you see the benches there, the Nickelodeon foot and the cloud there, the airplane and that signature logo there. That is Slime Time Live. So right here, Nickelodeon Studios was responsible for producing over 2,000 episodes of original live action for live action program for Nickelodeon. The facility employed 400 people at its peak, at which point it was the largest production studio in Florida. And then right here, of course, November 9th, 2006, Universal announced that Soundstage 18 will be redesigned to become 1,000 permanent seat venue for the Blue Man Group self-titled residency show. The new theater opened on June 1st, 2007, was sponsored by Sharp Aquarius until 2012. The residency ended on February 1st, 2021, leaving Soundstage 18 vacant. Then the Nickelodeon time capsule buried by the network in 1992 was removed in August 2006 and reburied at the Nickelodeon Suites Resort. Like I told you guys, upon the hotel's closure in 2016, was reburied at the Nickelodeon Animation Studio. Like I told you guys there. and is set to be opened on April 30th, 2042. The time capsule original cover was sold by Heritage Auctions in 2022 for $19,200. Y'all sold the original cover? I don't like that. Whoever has it, listen. In the words of Peter Griffin, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. if y'all know that scene, somebody was bullying Meg from Family Guy, and Meg is always the butt of the joke. And somehow Peter Griffin wanted to be a dad this time and step up. But anyway, Nickelodeon returned to film My Family Got Guts in 2008 using some of the former Nickelodeon Studios facilities, including the green room. Train was in Soundstage 19, with the actual production filmed on nearby soundstages 23 and 24. The complex became popular for urban exploration as Universal left much of the original Nickelodeon building intact for years after the studio closed. In 2012, YouTube personality Adam the Womb Gate accessed the Soundstage 19, the upper floors of Building 17, documenting vastly untouched murals and core from the heyday of the studios. A majority of these remnants were removed following a 2018 renovation. So here are all the shows right here. And there were a lot of shows, as you can tell. Let me see if I can do this. Probably butchered that. Where is it here? Let's see. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. Because there was a very iconic moment here. Oh, here it is. See, this is why we love social media so much. Someone always has the clip. Yes, indeed. Here. All right. So this is from TikTok. Shout out to this content creator, Justice4C. Now, this clip right here was from the Kids' Choice Awards 2001. This was Space Station Slime. Rosie O'Donnell hosted the Kids' Choice Awards for years. Okay, now where NSYNC is from Nickelodeon Studios. And
anybody here want to slime NSYNC? Just what I thought. I'm gonna lock the target. Take a look.
Hey, we hope you're having a blast there at Space Station Slime.
Oh yeah, and just in case you guys get any bright ideas of locking the slime transducer on us,
we want to show you a little invention of ours.
Aha! Check out our intergalactic slime reducer.
NSYNC's in a force field.
So slime is your can, Kids' Choice. But guess what? You can't. This is NSYNC, over and out.
Try to do it. I'll get you NSYNC and your little dog too. The show's not over yet.
Show's almost up. Sorry we couldn't be slime.
Yeah, but we really wanted to.
All right, I'm really ready to slime NSYNC. I've connected the thermal combo bottom loader into the transducer, and I'm
childhood is exploding
right
right
wide
now.
open. But you know what I need? I need kid power. I need you to make some noise. Stamp your feet and clap your hands.
Man, look at that crowd right there. Man. Look at this. Slime time! One of the most epic slimings of all time, baby. Yes, indeed.
Don't go away. Well, more fun to
Yes,
come.
indeed. By the way, y'all, this was one of the best Kids' Choice Awards ever. This was Space Station Slime, right? And there was this whole enemy, and then they had like the 2002 Kids' Choice Awards. And I remember this because there was a brand activation. I didn't know what brand activation was, what brand activation meant, but back then, it was at McCain Mall. Because I still have the backpack with the Kids' Choice 2002 logo. That was a video game-based Kids' Choice. So, no. That was 2003. That was the video game. 2002, I can't remember the thing. But either way, Rosie O'Donnell was the queen of the Kids' Choice Awards. So I say all that to say this, right? That at the beginning, hey, Real Coach and James, good to see you. That at the beginning, middle, end of the day, the energy of the 90s is coming back through content creators. And if Hollywood doesn't get on board, they will become Nickelodeon, obsolete, desolate, and a wasteland of content. They will. And I don't want that. I certainly don't. That was fun, though, to go back in time, wasn't it? Yes, indeed. I always love having fun with y'all. It is truly it's truly a joy here. Hang on. And here are some great slime moments here from the Kids' Choice Awards. Here, let's watch.
Kids' Choice is coming, and that means it's time for Slime. Kids' Choice is coming, and that means it's
You see that stage, right? That was Kevin James hosting that year. Yeah, it was crazy.
time for Slime. You never know where it's gonna come from.
That was Pink in 2002. Yes, though that was slime coming out of the guitars. Yes.
Gonna come from. You never know who's gonna get it.
Oh, that was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that year. He hosted that year. It was the Slime Pyramid.
But you know the hottest stars in Hollywood are gonna get messy. From Will
yeah, remember that one. I remember that one.
To Sandra Bullock and Hugh Jackman.
Oh, that was essay.
To Katy Perry with the most talked about sliming ever. Wait, let's see that again. Wow. And every year, each host has to break a slime world record.
Let's go back to spell.
Wait, let's see. Wait, let's see that again. Wow. And every year, each Wait, let's see that again.
My God! That's her on the.
Wow. And every year, each host has to break a slime world record. Jack Black broke it with the longest.
Let's see here. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Okay, I'm good. Okay, we're still good. Okay.
Slime world record. Jack Black broke it with the longest slime.
I'm gonna break Jack Black's record when I host the Kids' Choice Awards. Mark my words on that.
Dwayne Johnson broke it with the most slime.
The most slime? I think we can go bigger when I host.
And Kevin James broke it with the messiest slime of all time.
I think we're gonna go a little bit bigger.
So how will we top that? There's only one way to find out. Don't miss all the slime in prime time at the 2011 Kids' Choice Awards, Saturday, April 2nd at 8, only on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, indeed. There. How cool was that? A little throwback in time, if you will. Yes, indeed. There. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, with that being said, let me make sure that I got everything that I need here. Yes. Okay. So, you're probably wondering, okay, Bray, what does Nickelodeon Studios have to do with content creators out there? I'm so glad you asked, because in Florida, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sound stages with stage 18, right? So these sound stages are still working, right? Then you got the backlot locations in Florida. These are all in Florida. So you have alleys. I'm going to show you each one. Okay, I'm going to show you each one. So these are alleys here. Yep. These are all available for filming, TV shows, everything, right? So you can literally film a whole movie in Florida and make it do what it do. So those are the alleys. Then you have Battery Park, a whole actual park, right? So that's Battery Park. Then you got Brownstone Street. Actual street, yeah. So Universal never got rid of their stuff. And with Epic Universe opening up on May 22nd, Universal is prime for TV shows and films galore, right? They have a Central Park, the actual Central Park, like New York Central Park. I mean, not as big, obviously, but they have a Central Park. They have Delaney Street storefronts and flats. So yeah, I know. So they got all those. They got diners and restaurants. I still can't believe that Katy Perry. So they got diners and restaurants, the inside of those. As it loads up here. Then they got a docks and boathouse. Yeah. Fisherman's Wharf. They got Hollywood Boulevard. Now, of course, they're saying that these are used as guidelines only. The actual locations may have changed. Then they have hotels. And all this is at Universal Studios Florida. All of this, in addition to a theme park. So, yeah. So they got hotels here. Okay, there is that. Mediterranean Villa. Garden patio. We're almost done, y'all, with this. But there's some more that I gotta show you here. So there's the garden patio there. They got the New York streets. So yeah, right there. Then they got the Park Avenue residences. As it loads up for me there. You gonna do this to me right now? Yeah. Let's see if I go back. But maybe it might load. Let's see. Sometimes you just gotta refresh it. There we go. You see? So you got the Park Avenue residences. So right there, as you can see, I don't know. Oh, here's more pictures. there. So yeah, the Park Avenue residences there. I think they're making a winter wonderland there, as you can see, for that one. Then they got retail stores. So if you are a content creator, if you are a director and you need a place to film your movie, TV show, series, whether it's a sitcom or a drama, right here. Now, I don't know. I think Florida still has the tax credit for you to, do filming and stuff in Florida. And then here is the theaters here. And then finally, warehouse and loading docks right here. So they got all that at Universal Orlando Resort, right? So then I want to show y'all these here. So these are the offices and conference rooms. Conference room there. So we got some offices here. This is all located inside Universal Orlando Resort. They have hair, makeup, and green rooms here. And there is I remember iVillage Live, I think, broadcasted from Islands of Adventure, if I'm not mistaken. So they have a studio over there too. They have production kitchens as well. So if you need to get a quick snack or anything. They also have a screening theater as well and projection. Right there, very nice screening room. Parking and security. It's reserved parking. And yes, that's an electric charging station there. And now this part right here. Now remember how we talked about Radio Disney, right? Inside the park. This is the broadcast center right here. There has been radio shows to broadcast from here. That's the Despicable Me theme there. They also taped the Discover Universal podcast inside the park, which is so cool. I mean, it's a legit radio studio, like, my lord. And then this one, I think it's the Transformers stage. But let me tell you something. If I could do Braylon's virtual tour, let me tell you something. If NBC Universal said, Braylon, we love Braylon's virtual tour. Listen, we want you to do Braylon's virtual tour live from our broadcast center Monday through Thursday, and then broadcast it live in, at the City Walk stage. Let me do Ellen, Universal Orlando. Now, I don't think I can play the video because y'all know how, copyright stuff. But here it is here. Oh, open image, a new tab, and do this in a new tab. So this was Ellen when she did her spring break shows, right? So right here, let me open image, a new tab. So imagine me, right? Imagine me doing Braylon's virtual tour right here, streaming live on Peacock and broadcasting live on the E Network. And then Friday nights, I'm live from Universal City Walk, right? So just that's kind of my mindset for the future there. And then there was this conference called convention called Playlist Live. It was held in Orlando, Florida, and Washington, D.C., primarily for YouTube and TikTok content creators. The convention was held annually since 2010. The convention was also held in the New York tri-state area as well as Orlando and Washington. With its latest event in 2022, the 2023 Orlando event was canceled due to logistical factors. The trademark Playlist Live was canceled on May 19, 2023, and the event will not continue. Notable content creators that have attended the event include Tana Mongu, David Dobrik, Rebecca Black, and Keith Dalton. Content creators who are part of the full screen multi-channel network, including Max No Sleeves and Christina Alvarez, have also attended. The program, Playlist Live's programming, was divided into 3 different tracks: community track, insight track, and industry track. These tracks ensure that all attendees, whether they are fans, creators, managers, or agents, they have something to look forward to. The community track was best suited for fans of YouTube Creators. The panels on this track consists of creators talking about various lifestyle topics. These topics include mental health, staying motivated, and LGBTQ life. The inside track was created for current and aspiring YouTube creators. The panels are geared toward teaching guests how to make a living from YouTube videos. The industry track, word for guests who currently work in the media industry. This track benefits marketers, agents, managers, producers, etc. This track goes in depth to the technicalities and of the business realm. So I wanted to bring this up because I do believe Playlist Live still deserves to be in the creator economy as well. So with that being said, I'm gonna turn my camera now because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Man, what a breakdown that was, right? Had a little fun going back in time. Oh, my Lord Jesus. So like I said, I hope that this conversation has been fruitful for you. It has given you something to think about. And hopefully, you know, it really does bring into question, is Hollywood Creatorwood now? And is the marketplace ready for that? But bigger than that, I think the biggest question that is, are we ever really going to be able to have a world where whether you sit high and you look low, or you sit low and look high, everybody has a chance, or we're going to keep being selective for who gets in the door? I know I said that earlier, but what I mean by that is, do we have to be so big to just get a basic starter package, or can we do, you know, based on what we have done and based on how we pitch ourselves, can we get at least a decent size deal? That's why I brought up YouTube Studios, and also you know, the 100 Zeros initiative that Google is now doing, because Google is getting into TV and film production as well. So yes, indeed. We're just going to be resting here for just a little bit. That's what we're going to do. Yes, indeed. That was really, really fun. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, this is why you should never give up on your dream, y'all. I'm gonna come on camera for this, okay? Come on camera for this. Look at this right here, okay? So I'm going to show y'all. Remember when I did this live right here, the Sydney K. West McCoy plus size jean brand showcase overview? Y'all, look at this. This came out 21 minutes ago right here from the brand itself. Braylon, I just wanted to say thank you so much for this review and the visibility you're bringing to West McCoy is appreciated much more than you'll ever know. Thank you again, Sydney K. West. It is no problem. If you need me, I got you. Would love to join and help the social media team. Pray you get into New York Fashion Week and maybe a West McCoy cruise, CRUISE. DM me on IG and would love to talk. Much love and keep rising. Y'all, that's what we do over here. Okay, we got that from my Melanin. One of the cast of TLC's version said thank you. So y'all, you never know what can happen when you put yourself out there. Like I said, receipts, they don't lie. They don't lie. They don't lie. Yeah, that's from the brand themselves. Whew, my Lord Jesus, just keep rising. I keep rising. You know, I wonder if there is somebody that can quantify how I'm feeling.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been...
I mean, what else do you need? I'm Sydney K. West. Thank you so much. That's the fireworks, ladies and gentlemen, are going off behind this amazing moment right here. Sydney K. West, it was no problem at all. Beautiful. I do this all the time. Brands never know when I'm going to do it, but I've recognized that if we keep calling out problems but don't step up as solutions, we will be the cause of our own demise. So it was no problem. And I will read that 2 more times for the people in the back. Braylon, I just wanted to say thank you so much for this review and visibility you're bringing to West McCoy's. Appreciate it more than you'll ever know. Thank you again, Sydney K. West. Braylon, I just want to say thank you so much for this review and the visibility you're bringing to West McCoy is appreciated more than you'll ever know. Thank you again, Sydney K. West, the owner of the first plus-size jean brand in the United States and the world. Back off camera. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Mm-hmm. 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 How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all good in the bushes? Y'all good, screen recorders? Uh-huh. Y'all good? Oh, Lord. To all the lies deceivers, cheers, scammers, and waste of spaces, y'all good too? Y'all good? You good? Okay. That was from the owner of the first plus size jean brand in the United States and the world, thanking me for this review and the visibility that this live tour gave to West McCoy. Just wanted that to be on the record. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, a lot's been happening. I was on Nickelodeon 22 years ago. I was with NBC Universal asking about Nintendo gaming tournaments coming in prime time on NBC and Telemundo. And now I got the owner of the first plus size jean brand in the United States and the world thanking me on my channel. Wow. A lot going on over here. Yeah. Oh, my Lord Jesus. You know what? Let's end it on that note, y'all. It's time for the Daily Motivator, everybody. Let's end it on that note. That was such a... Child. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to read this one on camera. Yep, I'm gonna have to read this one on the camera. On the camera. Yes, on the camera. Yes. My Lord Jesus, man. You know, it really is amazing for the LMH sector full of women that they don't promote other Black-owned businesses, but yet this one individual does, and it's getting brand. Oh, I almost forgot Vontel. Yes, the eyeglass company. They DM'd me. I almost forgot about that. And then the black jewelry brand that I called them live and told them about them being on Beyond the Gates. All the black businesses we promoted, but yet this LMH sector is all about black women empowerment and black empowerment and la-di-da-di and everything in between all around the world. I'm gonna say about something my post time. Oh Lord, anybody can do anything, but it takes somebody to do something. Child, let's roll on. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Okay, moving on. Now, with that being said, let's get to the daily motivator. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Here we go. Opportunity is missed by most because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Opportunity is missed by most because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Opportunity is missed by most because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Thomas Alva Edison. Very well said, Thomas Edison. Very well said. It's time for that Get the small details right. They add together to exert a big influence. No action, moment, or attitude. No attitude. No person is too small to matter. Seize upon every opportunity to have a positive influence, regardless of how insignificant it seems. Offering a tiny kindness could improve the trajectory of someone's entire day. Making a minor adjustment early might later be the difference between success and failure. The big decisions are obvious and important, yet they are few and far between. Be just as diligent with the little choices that pop up all the time, for they combine to determine your direction. In countless small ways throughout all your days, you can exert positive influence. Remain mindful of that power and use it well. Lots of little things are immediately within your grasp. Continue assembling them into a big, beautiful, rewarding life, Ralph Wilson. I think we did that tonight. It's been very interesting because, we've been doing a lot more deep dive lives, and I really love doing them. And, sometimes when I'm thinking about, how to do a deep dive live, I'm like, okay, there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end, but what's the soul of it, right? So the first thing I would say about the little things, even though they might be the little things to other people, they should always be big to you. Even though they're little things to others, they should always be big to you. Even though the little things are little things to other people, they should always be big to you. What I just said is what I just said. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that message isn't for you. See, sometimes people are so upset more by the messenger than actually listening to the message. We all can be arsenals of unity or arsenals of division. In the words of Olmec from the Legends of the Hidden Temple, the choices are yours and yours alone. That's the first thing I'll tell you. Just because the little things are little to somebody else doesn't mean they should be big to you. The second thing I'll tell you, in countless small ways throughout all your days, you can exert positive influence. My mom has always said, everything we do is a choice. Everything we do is a choice. Everything we do is a choice. Like I said, there are some people that rather will be one-trick ponies and be at the state fair in the petting zoo and being about quantity, when there are some people that are black stallions having free range to do their own path. It really is amazing because, we do see that all these giants in Hollywood, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, Smokey Robinson, allegedly, Jonathan Majors, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, many more people. Giants, they do fall. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. So what does that have to do with what this statement says, in countless small ways throughout all your days, you can exert positive influence. We think we have to be the biggest known in order to give a damn. No, you don't. Like I said, that comment, right? That comment that you guys saw right here, that came from the owner of the brand. Now, did Sydney K. West have to do that? No, she didn't. But sometimes if you never give, you never know what you can receive. If you never give, you don't know what you can receive. If you never give, you don't know what you can receive. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, as we go back to the Daily Motivator, yes indeed here. Well, I'm going to do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to use the quote. Well, actually, I'll use the quote at the end because y'all know I'll get to the quote at the end. Continue assembling them into a big, beautiful, rewarding life. I think of Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., and how it took him a while to figure out that arc reactor. It took him a while to figure out how to build that iconic burgundy and gold suit. Just because you're assembling the right pieces doesn't mean that you're not winning. Just because you're assembling everything doesn't mean you're not winning. Just because you're assembling everything does not mean you're not winning. Because guess what? Iron Man assembled everything when it was time. That suit saved more than the world. It saved himself. And finally, just a bonus one, because I've never done this with the quote, but I think that this quote is so good. Opportunity is missed by most because it dresses in overalls and looks like work. There's a lot of people, right? And I've always said this, stagnant princes and princesses can never compete with progressive kings and queens. There's a lot of people that will go to BK just to get a paper crown, just to look like they're ruling something, when really they wouldn't have the capacity, capability, comprehension of brain cells to form a brain, the faculties, or the integrity to handle a fifth, quarter, or a half of the responsibilities that they see. Anybody can see anything, but it takes somebody to want to understand what they're seeing and embrace it and move about that assignment accordingly. And with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. If I do say so myself, know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always born a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but at the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, we'll also be great together. And always remember, we're doing great radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just, again, a thank you from a CEO. Once again, Braylon, I just want to thank you so much for this review and the visibility you're bringing to West McCoy. It is appreciated much more than you'll ever know. Thank you again, Sydney K. West. Braylon, just want to say thank you so much for this review and the visibility you're bringing to West McCoy. It's appreciated more than you'll ever know. Thank you again, Sydney K. West. Braylon, I just want to say thank you so much for this review and the visibility you're bringing to West McCoy. It's appreciated more than you'll ever know. Thank you again, Sydney K. West. Make sure the replay is not just where for you to watch it, not just where for you to listen to it, but for you to want to experience it again. I love you. I value. I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Whatever obstacles you have overcome, whatever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you. But no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. Finally, y'all, believe me, you. Sometimes in life, it's not so much the phone that's bad, but it's what you're plugging in to charge it. Sometimes in life, it's not so much the phone itself, but it's what you're plugging into to charge it. Sometimes it's not the phone itself, but it's what you're plugging in to charge it. You are the phone. You are the phone. Be careful of the USB cables that you're plugging into yourself, because some of them can drain your energy. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessings. Long way for you, me, all of us as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love and send it right back. hang on. I feel the love and send it right back to you as the fireworks are going off behind us here. Yes, indeed. If this is your final tour for this evening, one love, much love, all love. Once again, I feel love and send it right back to you. But for the rest of you, I'll see you back here in 1 hour for our virtual Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World Rebrand Master Plan Remix. Because Josh tomorrow did too damn much. And of course, me being the millionaire social media, I have to say the quiet part out loud. Once again, one love, much love, all love. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Thank you, Cindy K. West, for saying this one more time. Brown, just want to thank you so much for this review and the visibility you're bringing to West McCoy. It's appreciated much more than you know. Thank you again. That's from Cindy K. West, the CEO of West McCoy, the first plus-size stream brand in the United States and around the world. Anybody can talk about their dream, but it takes somebody to be about it. Love y'all. Good night.
All day. Yeah, we're working, let me play. You know me. Work real hard, now we're ready, let's play. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go, yeah. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder.
Sweet morning dew, one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. God, you were found. I come from nothing. Our son is your son. Welcome to the celebration. We all we got. I'll see that. Don't you leave here today with happiness. I want you to leave here with joy.
I got a question for you. What does this city know about luxury? Huh? What does a town that's been to hell and back know about the finer things in life? Well, I'll tell you. More than most. You see, it's the hottest fires that make the hardest steel. Add hard work and conviction, and the know-how that runs generations deep in every last one of us. That's who we are. That's our story. Now, it's probably not the one you've been reading in papers, the one being written by folks who've never even been here and don't know what we're capable of. Because when it comes to luxury, it's as much about where it's from as who it's for. Now, we're from America, but this isn't New York City, or the Windy City, or Sin City, and we're certainly no one's Emerald City.
This is the Motor City, and this is what we do.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams. KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus Media Station. And now, back to the jams. Hip-hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls where I'm
R&B. J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station, Power 923 Jams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination and experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and mirrors commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.